Hello everyone, igama lami Majola Yanda, aka Ujola. I'm gonna give you a show. This is a major podcast. I give you major things. Right now, my guest, a major motherfucking PR. What's a PR? What?
PR specialist.
A PR specialist. Ulwanda. But i-handle yakhe ke uzawube sikazibiza kwezinye indawo athi Griffin makes stars. And he does make stars. Worked with the likes of Cool Cat, Uchup Chupu, J Smash, KO, even a radio DJ such as O Pastor from Mhlaba Wenen, Luanda Pana, Yambego Ndot.
Bulele.
Yambego.
Sharp boy.
So, asasiqalayo kahle. Uyiqala phi umuntu into? Yokuba okay, no, that's talent onayo. And then he wants ukuba okanye she wants ukuba afikelele kwi-radio stations, TV channels and all that. Uyiqala phi grand.
Okay. Now let me first introduce myself to the viewers. As Uchilo Pengulanda, I'm a PR specialist, especially with entertainment, and I'm also I'm a businessman. This is my drink called Brew.
Achapa.
It's one of the products that I have in my arsenal. But to answer your question, when I major, Lendo ingumculo is something very it's very emotional and it's sentimental. Yeah. Not everyone is cut out for it. Yeah, but not accept yes. Yeah. But where you start, by actually we own a vision yakho uzazi bufuna ntoni
Ungaphikiswa ngathini uba uyayifuna lento.
Uyayifuna lento uyazazi ba uzawusuka apha kule ndawo, but we have to ask certain people uba in order for me to jump from A to B funeka ndiyephi. So one of the things that I do through my like my other company, Alpha Management and Media, is that I do a radio plugging, I do a music video plugging.
Okay.
Yeah. So as an artist, like what you first do is to create a content. Create a content, whether it's umculo, music video, or anything. Then you come to people like me that are gonna facilitate uba umculo wakho aye eradioweni okanye aye eTV.
Kambe yatsho le way yakho just.
Njalo cold brew. Yeah, so sithi ke ngokuthi abantu bazi content pluggers abathatha inansika iproduct yakho sise to the TV stations, to the music stations enjengo Trace, Channel O and everyone. Yeah. So ke ngoku, but you have to make sure that a product yakho is quality. You can make a song, but xa ndifake ingoma yakho mna ku radio
Afunekanga uba ube uqonde imani itheni ngathi ne hiccups ezithile or whatsoever.
Like besides that, like everyone can make inansika ingoma, but on radio, into funeka uyazi is that ba ingoma yakho ayisozimanyelwe mhlambi ila compiler uyinika yona qha. Ukhona umakhulu ohleli ngapha eMatatiyela. All she does is listen to radio. Uyabo.
And then she's like, well, what the F is
exactly.
this? Exactly.
Ngoku akazokwazi xa ifika phana ave OF bakho nolulu bakho. You have to make a song. Hence kuthiwa ke ingoma yakho has to be radio friendly. Uyabo. Okwesibini ingoma yakho funeka ingabi khonde kulo level caba ke ngoku i-radio ayizokwazi ba idlale yonke. Uyabo, because kukho into ezinjenge ads on radio. Funeka advertise, ucold brew funeka advertise pha eradioweni naye. Uyabo, so funeka ixesha lakho ulibeke. So most of the times eradioweni kufunwa ingoma that is 3 minutes and 30 seconds ixesha elininzi. Yabo, so funeka uthi make sure ba xa usenza ingoma yakho unayo i-radio edit.
So grand uba icutheka ngokucutheka, because back in the days you had songs like uba okay, it's a 6 minutes track.
Exactly.
Don't.
Jonga ziyakwazi ezo ngoma ingoma ibe yi-5 minutes bayo record ibe khona phaka album yakho. Yabo. But kukho ke ngoku i-radio edit. Edit okala ngoma yakho. Njengoba mhlawumbe album iyi-4 ntoni izawukhathwa uyabona
in order uba ifithe elaa xesha.
yabo
Oh,
for
makes
i-radio
sense.
uyabo so funeka ke ukwazi uzibranda as umuntu onjalo uzazi nezolo those small details about going into radio, you know, because not just anyone like makes it to radio. I've had like so many people give me dope songs, but I tell them mfethu mna ndingoma yakho but it's not gonna cut it yabo. I'm on radio because eradioweni akwenzelwa la co-audience yakho, you make it for i-audience yonke yalapha eSouth Africa.
Yabo.
So injalo ke uqala kwabantu banjengami uthethe nabo uve feedback yabona, and don't be nantsika like don't be let down xa
I-feedback
u-criticize,
yabantu
uyabona.
ekhatyiweyo.
It's only trying to make you better as an artist and as an entrepreneur eyomculo, because ekugqibeleni ke lento xa siyenza apha ufuna ubhatala now because this is your time, this is your energy, this is your money that you spend creating umculo. So yeah.
Well, and kambe, you worked a lot now. The industry. I still remember. I think I called you. They say Skatuba sise Joburg, so too. They say Lichaba. When I say Lichaba, obviously Lichaba, you're having a nice time. Jendi Paya, I'm like, hey, there's this song. You know me very well, but come kulu, let me tell you check side. Then there's this song. I think Ukri.
Yeah, but okay, Madam Cool Cat.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you told me, but no, you're gonna work with Cool Cat at that time. So I'm listening to this song. I'm like, yo, and the crowd is going crazy. I'm like, flip. I called you, but hey, you just made a hit. I think that was your first hit.
Yeah. Ukri. Uphume 2016, I think.
15.
No, 16.
Ne?
December, yeah, 16.
Or if you get 15, then yeah.
16 December.
Yeah.
Then ke ngoku yabo seba but zange inathi ke ipick up emsinyane yabo, because it was a new sound and we were like what is it?
But Kwikasi, it was dope. Flip.
Yeah, but it was like yet to be inathi like a global hit okanye a song whereby everyone is like vibing to it, because kaloku seko ne co-audience yakho ke Madam Cool Cat yabo. Then ke ngoku I think I joined them like the team February 2017, and my first task
Joburg for 17 okanye
2017.
Oh, okay,
2017.
okay.
Yabo, January, February. Yabo. So I dropped Ugqi, the music video. That was my first single that I dropped. Kulendo yam yokwenza umculo. Before like the Joop Joops and them, the first hit song.
Go there, bro. Go
the first
there,
song was Ugqi. I put it on Channel O as an exclusive. And after that, it was late because
Sure.
for that year, Madam Cool Cat managed to do 117 gigs
Gonyaka.
in that year, 2017. I think he was
No, you once told me he didn't even own a car.
exactly at that point. Like I used to Uber him to like from place to place, like from the office and stuff. But he was never a person here now.
Yeah, like his character, but
Exactly.
yeah.
Like it was never even about like even when like was about to buy a car, like he didn't like even go for something flashy and stuff, because he's like that person whereby ucingela abanye abantu. Yeah, even before himself, because like even like I tell moto, like he didn't opt to go for a flashy Benz and everything. He could afford it because he was so big like at that time.
Yeah,
you
too
know.
much.
But just to speak about his selfless nature, like he was like, no, I want this particular car, you know, like as you mentioned by pick up at ufuna lena, because he wants to be able to carry his team. Uti also he wants to be able to go to Natsika to Edeben, Emlaz, pick up his cousins, his mother and his family.
Okay, so you actually get to buy what type of car is that?
Exactly. It's a big car. It's a big car. So when he bought that car, like he was not buying it for himself. He was buying it for himself and his family, because he knows what it takes. Usuka from a background so he like he wanted to have that thing whereby he's gonna like take his family out and show them places, because he knows like what it takes to be in that position whereby and you're not exposed to certain things, you know what I mean? So that's what I respect about his character. Madam Cool Cat, he's a very genuine guy, and through him my doors were opened to music industry ke ngoku because
Yeah.
people were like
he was that big at
exactly
the time. Yeah.
because
yeah.
even people like were like to me like I want you to do for me like what you did for Okimani Mkhulu through that song okay and I was like so ilento endiyithethayo like about cats in the music industry like when they come up is that I can't make you that big. I can't make you that big. Uyabona, it's up to you for you to be
And
that
you
big.
have to have that passion.
Exactly. Because there's this like misconception about EPR. Uyabona, they think that with EPR you create inatsika umntu abe yilondwa you can't know. EPR it enhances what is already there. If I can't do anything. There has to be something that I can.
Yeah.
I see, but okay, there's something there. Let me take this something and make it bigger. That's what we do, Tina. We enhance what is already there. But if there's nothing, then I can't. And I tell you straight up, bro, I can't work with this. Many PR people will take on things and projects and people for the money. Music industry, a lot of guys get ripped off because bathenjiswa kakhulu uyabona. Like for instance, I can tell anyone that I can make you big because I've got the track record.
Yeah, and your track record, it's so beautiful. Too much.
So okay, no fine. Okay, I've got the money. This guy is gonna make me big. Remember, like, I can't even make you big, but I just want the money. I could have done that so many times, but it's just that and deny Yolanda within me because I do it because I love it. I don't take on any project that I don't believe in because at the end of the day, it's gonna impact me. Oh, you plugged that whack song. You plugged that whack artist. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and your second single, Go Cool Cat, was
Amalobolo.
and it was crazy.
Yeah.
Even,
you see that?
Yeah.
That one is my baby. But like I heard it from radio, TV, everywhere. It was like even the short film. Like I did the press release for it and everything. So it takes time, bros. Like for instance, like Cool Cat. It took him time to blow up Mzansi, actually.
Yeah, because Umchitamos were Pago Casper.
Exactly. Like was there, like with that whole like movement, the boys in parks and so it takes time, and that's what like artists as Angogo need to realize that it takes time. It's not gonna be just overnight, because is well as quick to blow.
Yeah.
It's easy to fade. So if you make sure but a background yakho uyenze research, you put time into your brand because khona ibaqala yona fethu artist is that the brand will outlast the music.
Yeah.
There are like rappers like right now, like I won't even mention
like now I was about to mention a name, a certain name, but I was like, oh, okay, no.
There are brands that they don't even like release much music now. Because a brand is so big,
and you're gonna buy that, you're gonna download that track, even though it's a whack song or you're listening to it, and everyone is vibing to it, but you're like, no, it's not my type of music.
But you spent money on it,
yeah,
because the brand is that big.
Yeah. Okay, ndiyakuva. Enye into ebenza kuyo let's say there's a kid here. There's a bedroom producer or some sort. If manager PR, because upper Eastern Cape Grand talent means
cool.
But then abakwazi ukuba bade bavele kakuhle.
Okay. Kulendo your bedroom producers. That's where the hits are. That is the factory of hits. Zipa, but the problem is, if you want to go with this thing alone, okay, if you don't want to make the necessary like research about umculo, then what you need to do is to make your beats and everything. Then you have to make connections. Talk to people that are connected so that you can be able to elevate. From a bedroom, we are going to an actual studio and everything. You know what I mean? The nice thing about today siphila digital era. Yabo. You don't even have to be signed to a label for you to yabo, like to be big okanye wathini. Yabo. You can. The internet is so beautiful. There are so many artists
you can get a following with the internet.
Exactly. And that have blown up via the internet. Yabo umuntu esenza beats endlini yakhe namajita akhe, but as long as it's quality, you know what I mean? Because there are many like softwares whereby you can create a whole album in the comfort of your own house. Koweni yabona studio as portable or kwaziwahamba nazo everywhere.
Yeah,
you see like Lil Wayne carries his whole studio everywhere he goes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's this documentary, the Carter documentary, 2008. You know, he was finished with the Carter. He was finished. So this goes back to dedication. He was finished with the Carter 3, his biggest album ever, but he was still carrying a studio.
Yeah, that's his biggest album.
He was in Amsterdam carrying a studio. He was still recording umculo for the next projects and even while he's finished. You know, his
dedication.
His album was released while he was in Amsterdam. And it sold 1 million plus first week. And he was
that's Carter 3.
And he was still recording. You know, that's dedication. Record. Get someone who's going to be by your side.
And
because
he was big that time.
If you're a talent,
that time,
you can't be a talent and focus on managing and everything. Focus on talent. Get someone who's going to focus on managing you.
Yeah.
So that's why you take the likes of me. After get talent yakho. I've got this product.
But what happens if you don't believe in the product?
Me,
you,
or the artist?
Like you listen to his whole album, and you're like, oh, I don't believe in this shit. But then what happens?
To me, no. If I don't believe it,
then you're gonna tell the person.
I'll tell the person, but maybe there can be someone else that believes in it because umculo is all about emotion. Umculo is very subjective. What may be good to me may not be good to you, and vice versa. So if I don't believe in it, I'll tell you, hey bro, I don't think I can work with this, but maybe someone else can. Maybe if I know someone that can work with it, I'll call someone else. But in fact, to come man, like maybe when you can push this, but I can't, because I know like what I can push, I know what I can't. So that's how it is play industry. It's very cutthroat, but
oh, I know. Going to the Chup pickups, your pickups, because I still remember my wife Pumai.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, if this cat thinks he's gonna go back to
the same.
No. How you guys played your role.
Yeah, bro.
Because I still remember his first single. Whatsoever.
Yes.
I was like, okay, hey, fine, okay, chup. You told me about no chup andam, no. I'm like, hey, what the fuck? Okay, show now, Then twos, man. There was a song, Rwanda. There was a song, but I failed to understand you guys and you like there was a song. It's a type of Jay-Z song, bruh. What's the song now? We're saying about Jay-Z. It's is it Blueprint 3?
I think the song you're talking about, Shooting Stars.
He raps about stars though.
Yeah, Shooting Stars.
I was like, now this track,
it's like A Star Is Born by Jay-Z. Look, to talk about that, Shooting Stars, I think the person that let it not be what it is, it's himself, like not to diss him or anything. But the thing is, that song was getting, like when I plugged it, it was getting on average of 45 plays a week on radio. 45 a day is I never. So it was getting like an average of 45 plays a week. You know what I mean? And that's your major label. Like independent, like agency, and we're pushing that. So I was getting him an average of 45 plays a week without a video. Yeah. They were actually on the process of shooting a video. They were trying to do that, and we don't know like because as an agency, Tina, we're not in charge of ushuta nini or record nini and whatnot. We push like the product. Xa uze ne-video uthi natsi video ndipusheleni xa uze nengoma ingoma ndipusheleni. So that's what we do. So we waited for the video and waited ayazi a video because the video could have taken that song.
Yeah,
because that song is good.
Bruh, yeah.
If anyone is listening out there, please go and try Camera 102. If anyone is there,
Yeah.
like go to the internet, check for a song by Chub called Shooting Star.
Yeah.
Shooting Star was a Chub song
The
in
2018.
2017. I dropped that song in 2017 and it was a very good song. So if it's out there and maybe catches wind of this, my man, release that video, even if it's now, 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah.
It was a dope song.
That was a song.
It was a dope song. It's still a dope song. Still a dope song, bro.
Yo, and I still remember you but he performed at Deep Kloof. And you knew me very well, but at that time, Deep Kloof in sorry guys, but we guys drink a lot.
Of course.
So I'm like, yo, the Deep Kloof, was it Zone 6?
It's on 6, yeah. It's on
I'm
6.
like, yo, now, okay, I know Palio is doing,
Yeah.
I used to drive a Palio that time, yo.
Hey, crazy times with
Yo.
the Palio.
Oh, flip.
Yeah.
Okay, I know, we won't go
Into
to that.
detail.
Yeah.
I know.
Yo, but I'm like, yo, okay, it's on 6, yo. Chup chupu. Oh, and there was AK.
I was gonna get there,
Yeah.
So there's a story. So there was meant Blashone, where there was AKA. Performing like other artists, ne. So ke ngoku kwakumele uba kukho umuntu ozawuperforma
To close the show.
And AKA was supposed to close the show. So ngoku kumiwe, there's no artist on stage because none of them, of these guys, want to go first. Because bafuna uvula show. Yeah, bafuna uvula show. Yeah, boy too. And Jupe is like, nah, AKA must go. I'll close the show. And
But AK is bigger.
Exactly. But before I get there to the whole story, AK is bigger, but we can't even forget what Chuk did in the game.
Yeah, you
know what I mean?
I still remember Sasa Flatten
Yeah.
And
we recorded that.
Yeah,
So, but at the end, I think Chuk told the story again on TV. So
yeah. Oh, okay.
Podcast,
Yeah.
On that other podcast. Yeah. So he performed the song and he shut the whole show down. He shut it down.
Yeah,
Even AKA was like, I know, Jupe. This was a show.
Yeah.
This was a show. He had the whole of Zone 6, emotional, crying and everything, saying, Jupe, you're back. This is you. To have a Zone 6 where there are turn-up songs and everything, to have them singing the gospel song on the top of their lungs, that is something special.
What do they call that?
You know what I mean?
It's the hip-hop that's mixed with gospel.
Yeah.
There's a name that about Seven Desire, but no.
I'm telling you, bro.
But I didn't like Laweyak, to be honest. The remix, I think. Yeah, he went too far.
Yeah, the thing is, with that remix, I think it was just a way of him flexing, actually. Do you know the flex that he has there of actually remixing Ingoma 14 years ago? Still iphinde number 1 on iTunes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the views on YouTube skyrocket.
And then you have
only a few people.
stars, and you have stars.
You have stars.
Who just sing three lines. Yeah.
So to have that in your arsenal, une ngoma from 14 years ago that can be remixed now. Only a few people like can do that. It's songs like okay Ndikhokhele, Nkalakatha, Vulindlela,
No Zola.
Zola, you know what I mean?
The rest they can't.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like
the rest they
it's a
can't.
handful of artists that have those songs, you know what I mean? So I think that Ndikhokhele thing was more of a flex, you know, and also like why City Game was like the proceeds and tributes to that are gonna go to charity and stuff.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Yeah. Man. What would you say kakuhle emntaneni uba uyafuna uyenza lento? Uphumelela. Maybe to the next Jub, to the next okay Malume Cool Cat. Yeah, what would you say kuba Chanam qhubekeka uthini and all that?
What I would say to each and every one of them is that hard work pays off. Hard work pays off. Work on your craft each and every single day. There is not a day that you should sleep whereby you're not working on your craft. A lot of times we're artists. Do you know that umculo is also like a sport? If you don't work on your craft, your skills will not improve. Whether you are a God-given artist, mhlambi, or talent, unikwe uthixo bayojonga, your vocals okanye your rapping stuff is, but if you don't practice it on a daily basis, on a regular basis, your skills will slowly wane. But if you practice it,
And a grand example it's sort of like a sport. I can reference what was this kid now Brazil used to party a lot, didn't train and all. Ronaldinho, talented, too much. Everyone knows about skill wise, Ronaldinho, but then training, not discipline.
do you see the difference between a Ronaldinho
And is it done?
and a Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah,
Cristiano
yeah,
Ronaldo.
too much.
Cristiano
Look at the
Ronaldo.
longevity ka
Exactly.
Cristiano.
And
Yeah.
Cristiano is not as gifted as
Ronaldinho.
or even Messi. But the thing is, he works 2, 3 times, 4, 5 times harder than them. You know what I mean? Because he knows that in order for him to get there, he has to work 10 times as hard as Messi and them. Messi and Ronaldinho are naturally gifted. Even Luis Ronaldo. You know what I mean?
Don't go
So,
there, bro.
because, like, for instance, his teammate, like Edison, like used to say, the problem about Ronaldo, Luis, like used to think that what we would want to do in a week training, he can do in 2 days and put it off.
Then,
So the times he could. He could, you know what I mean? Because he was so talented. But now, I think his career came at like 32, you know what I mean? Because after 26 World Cup, he was never the same, you know what I mean? So the same as with musicians. If you don't work on your craft, same Jongumkulu, like 50 Cent, is good, and you saw that, talented. But the thing is, the focus on the craft was not as
it was
major.
into business too much.
You know what I mean?
It
It was not as
into
major
business too
as your Eminems, as your Lil Waynes and stuff. You know what I mean? So, and we saw that the music was suffering. You know what I mean? And hence the guy now just
Just 2 singles and then
ukhupha
gone.
umculo for the sake of it. You know. So if you want to make it, if you want to be the next KO, if you want to be the next AKA, you have to put in the work. That's all I can say to young artists. If you want to be the next anyone, you have to put in the work. Because if you don't put in the work, the results azobakho. That's a simple life mathematics, bro.
Abulela man.
Simple life mathematics.
Abulela mbona.
No.
Shaya ingqondo.
Jol, akhona no.
Embeko man.
Akhona.
Guys, siyayivala ngolu hlobo. Noko nizivile izinto bezibekayo uLwanda. Ndiyacela ke abo bakhoyo, abo bafunayo ukuba ngo-KO, abo bafunayo ukuba ngo-Casper aka whatever. Mamela.
Or the next cold brew owner.
It's actually dope. If you're around the king, uyayifumana Nest, uyayifumana kwamabona ezwelitsha, uyayifumana apha ePhakamisa eMoonlight. Xa useqoboqobo uyayifumana kuSpawa phaya. Tengen, imnandi guys. Gama lam nguMajor, aka Ujola. I just gave you all the show. Sharp, sharp, guys.
Okay, you're gonna wait for me again, yeah? You have to say.
No J Smash.
I'm trying to check it.
Yo, no.
Okay, sure.
Call us with
I've been
Okay, I'm rolling.